Simon, great to see you again. Thanks again for joining. You are our first case study. So thanks again for agreeing to do this.
Absolutely.
Guess to start things off, if you could tell us a bit more about SoSuite and your operations.
Sure. So SoSuite is a short-term rental operator based out of Philadelphia with about 400 units under management. We started out pre-COVID, so we've weathered and learned a lot operationally on how to best optimize an operation of our size over the last few years.
Awesome. The $1 million question, how much has Besty made you so far?
So we piloted Besty with a subset of units and then rolled it out to all the units for just about a month now. We've gotten about 50 or so orphan nights, generating almost $10,000 of revenue.
Awesome. Love to hear that. And as far as ballpark feedback from the operations team, how helpful has been at all the messaging aspect to it in autopilot or in draft mode?
Yeah, it's. I mean, what's been first in the draft mode has been incredibly helpful in just augmenting our team. We are a lean operator. We really rely on every single team member to at times wear many hats. And what the draft mode has enabled us to do is ensure that nothing really falls on between the cracks, and that every single guest inquiry is answered. One of the crucial thing I think for us was being able to do appropriate follow-ups to guest messages when conversation ended, so that conversation wouldn't necessarily fizzle out in an odd way. And so the Bestie auto draft has enabled us to elevate our standards from that perspective. And then the autopilot has been useful at our scale too, because we don't yet have 24/7 coverage. And there are 3 days a week in which our customers aren't able to get a response if they message us between the hours of 3 and 7 a.m. And now we can sort of sleep a bit more soundly, knowing that a lot of their habitual questions are going to be answered, and that if there's no pre-built answer that the AI is comfortable sharing, that at the very least the guest is aware that our office hours will resume, at 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, totally. What was your kind of first impression of like switching over the keys to autopilot? Obviously not entirely, just doing it within a certain time frame, but what was your like impression going into it versus what you actually found in practice at scale?
Yeah, so I think turning any tool into autopilot, especially when it relates to guest communication, is a bit scary at first. I think what's great about the autopilot feature and how it differs from the regular draft mode that sort of runs for every message otherwise is that it's more conservative. So it's enabled us to ensure that we've tested it out, we've checked the messages that were sent, and it ensures that it's not going to share erroneous or information it's quite uncertain about with guests, and will only answer in the event that it really has a high level of certainty that what it's sharing with the guests is highly accurate.
Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear. Always trying to make improvements to that. And why did you choose Bestie over, I know there's a handful of other AI apps out there. I'm always curious to learn what was the reason you gave us a shot versus others.
Yeah, I think what's really crucial about especially larger operators is time of implementation. As any short-term rental operator understands, we're in an industry that moves night and day, and it moves quickly. When we need to implement a new tool, everything needs to stop, and we need to focus on implementing that tool. And the truth is the operation doesn't stop; it still runs. Guests are still checking in day out. The ability to, I think, in this particular industry, specifically onboard a tool quickly was crucial to us. And for Bestie, I mean, one, we have fantastic support currently through Slack and through the Bestie team that's been highly available to us throughout. But onboarding, was as easy as as turning a couple of toggles on, and we were able to go live with our listings, in a matter of minutes. And then, using the next couple of weeks to just tweak things and, leveraging the Bestie AI's team and knowledge in order to be able to continue optimizing our setup, since obviously everybody has a different operation, and that's what's unique about it, is that you can obviously optimize it with what you need.
Yeah, and honestly, you really just I know everybody says that quick setup, but you literally just toggle it on and you started using it.
Yeah, we toggled it on just over a month ago, and started using it the same day. The messages were starting to be drafted. A few minutes later, autopilot was acting on already 3 hours, 3 days later, as soon as we needed it on that day where we didn't have coverage. So yeah, it was a matter of just toggling something, and then seeing some of the magic happens.
Awesome. Okay, I feel because everybody says that, but then in practice, it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth. I guess anything you'd like to be changed with the app, anything you'd like to be improved overall, or any feedback on that front?
In terms of improvement, I mean, Bestie is a tool that I think still has an enormous amount of opportunities. That's what's really unique about its application. I think a lot, AI is sort of thrown out as a buzzword in almost every industry today. But Bestie really, I think, nailed down the crucial points of the guest journey, the pre-journey, the revenue generators that we sort of use actively outside of simply the draft mode and autopilot to use AI appropriately. And I think what's exciting, I guess, is that there's still a lot of room for new features to be built out that would generate either more revenue or and that would offer a more personalized experience to guests at scale. So I think in that way, I want to make sure that I'm never really rating Bestie AI 10 out of 10. Otherwise, I'm worried that they might take a too long of a vacation.
Yeah, no, agreed. Well, thanks so much for jumping on and doing this. I really appreciate it. Look forward to continuing to work with you and the team, Simon, and we'll be in touch. Have a great afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all very excited. Thank you so
Bye.
much for your time.